What's going on, everybody? Today we're going to be checking out the PartyBar Mobile 100EL and its big brother, the PartyBar Mobile 500EL. These are all-in-one lighting solutions. You get the light, you get the stand, and you get robust carry bags to carry everything around. Now, what makes these lights extra special is they are fully battery powered with wireless DMX, which makes them a perfect solution for the mobile DJ. I'm going to step you through how to get them up and running. Let's get into it. All right, now let's go over how to set up the PartyBar. So here it is, the nice robust carrying bag. There's the PartyBar. All we have to do is lift it out. It does come with this tripod stand here. We will feed it on, tighten it down, and of course we can boost this bar up higher if we so desire. Now let's look at the accessories and get them attached. The PartyBar Mobile does come with a handful of accessories. Here we have a nice long PowerCon cable, so in case you forget to charge your unit and you do need to run it plugged into power while it's up on that tripod, this cable will reach all the way down, no extra extension cable needed. Of course, we have the nice IR remote. I'll be going over that in great detail later on. 2 ears in case you want to attach them to the side of the unit and mount this up on a truss, and 2 antennas, one for the foot switch and one for the wireless DMX. Okay, let's take a look at the I/O options on the back of the PartyBar. Starting from left to right, we do have a safety anchor hook here. If you're gonna be mounting this up on trussing, please do apply a safety anchor. Here we have the wireless DMX antenna attach point. So if you're gonna be using wireless DMX, please do attach that antenna for a better signal connection. We have the fuse, PowerCon in, PowerCon out, DMX in, DMX out for wired DMX connection, power button on off, menu for control, and the wireless foot switch connection point. Once again, if you're going to be using the wireless foot switch, please do attach the antenna for better connection. If you're not going to be using the wireless foot switch, you can go ahead and forgo that antenna. And one more safety anchor point. As an additional mounting option, the PartyBar does come with some ears that can be attached to the sides, allowing you to put a clamp on top and of course hang it from trussing. Now there's lots of great ways and easy ways to control the PartyBar, starting with the onboard menu for easy control over auto programs, sound active, and setting static colors. There's also the IR remote, which is going to give you quick access to all those onboard programs. There's wireless DMX built in along with wired DMX and the optional foot switch. Let's cover all those options and how to use them. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and press the power button to turn the PartyBar on. I'm gonna aim these away from the camera. And we will press the menu button. Up first, we have STAT, which stands for static. Here we can set different static colors for a nice even wash. Pressing menu again gets us to auto. You can press enter on auto to enter into auto 1. And there are 6 different auto modes, each one with a specific look and feel. I'm gonna go over how to achieve some common looks a little bit later on in this video, like a very slow dance floor fade or an energetic high school dance party. All those are built in here and I'll show you how to use them. But next, we're gonna press menu, get over to sound. You have those same 6 auto programs, but now they are triggered by sound, as you can see there. Now, if you want to control the speed of your sound active programs, we're going to press menu again, get to speed, and now we can turn up or down the speed of the auto program. One more time, we get to sensitivity. From sensitivity, we can change the sound sensitivity for the sound active programs. D1NN stands for dimmer, D-I-N-N, dimmer. Here we have 9 dimming options. So if it's too bright for your dance floor, you want to bring it down, you can easily do that from the onboard menu. We also have eco mode. So if you want to preserve that battery, you can go ahead and go into eco mode. We have 2 levels of eco mode. We have eco mode on and super eco. So that's going to dim it down even further. Alternatively, you could use the dimmer to conserve battery power. So that's the 3 main ways that you're going to control your PartyBar using the onboard menu. Let's go over the IR remote. Next up, let's take a look at how to control the party bars with the included IR remote. Now, hey, I understand there are a lot of IR remote solutions on the market, and most of them are pretty terrible user experiences. Well, we put a lot of work into making sure that our IR remote was easy and intuitive to understand. Everything is clearly labeled on what it does. And so let's jump into it. I'm gonna start by hitting the blackout. Do note the IR receiver is here. Now IR does need a line of sight communication because it is communicating over infrared pulses. In case you didn't know what IR stands for, that's what it is, infrared. Moving across the remote, we have the strobe button. Now the strobe button actually has two different functions. The first one is a quick press toggle. So now it's gonna continue to strobe at a locked 20 Hertz. Press it again to turn it off. Now there is another function that's really cool. If you hold that strobe button, the light will strobe and it'll continue to strobe until I release, just like that. So if you're there DJing and you just want a quick strobe burst, you can just hit it and let go. So that's really cool. Next up, we do have a blinder button. So when you press the blinder button, it will turn everything white, max brightness temporarily, and then it'll fade out back to whatever you're doing. So if you can just go boom, boom, boom. Really fun little feature there. Once again, when you're DJing, you can just hit it over your shoulder for a quick audience blinder. Next down the remote, we do have the brightness up and brightness down. So if you just wanted to dim it down or dim it back up, very easy to do. And now we have this nice little section here with some color palettes on it. Let me describe what those buttons do. So that first one is a multicolor selector. If you just keep pressing that button, the light will change into all the available color palettes, one after the other. The next ones are perhaps a little bit more intuitive. You have red, green, blue, kind of whites and yellows. You have your ambers and oranges, your purples and magentas, and those are all multi-press buttons. So for example, if I press green, we're gonna turn green. Now, if you're familiar with how the Mobile Par Hex 5 works from ColorKey, it's the exact same. If I keep pressing that green button, I'm gonna get slightly different shade variations of green. Same with purple. So every single one of those buttons is gonna give you about 6 different color variations of that color. Moving down the remote, we have sound active and auto programs. Now this unit has 6 sound active and 6 auto programs built in, and you can easily access all 6 from right here. Now each one has a slightly different use case. For example, number 6 is gonna be an all white strobe. Number 1 is gonna be a combination of a bunch of different effects. Well, number 1 is a great one just to leave it on when you're not really sure the atmosphere you're going for. Now, a little bit later on in this video, I'm gonna show you how to get some specific looks with changing the auto program and the speed. Maybe you're a band and you just want a super, super, super slow color fade. I'm talking like 2 minutes in between colors. Well, you can do it with this party bar, and I'll show you how a little bit later in this video when we talk about different looks. But anyway, so that is how you access the 6 sound programs and the 6 auto programs. Right below there, you have a little bit more control over that sound and auto program. If you are running an auto program like we are right now, you can see these speed and sensitivity buttons, plus and minus. So if you're gonna press that minus button, it's gonna slow down that auto program. If you press plus, it'll speed it up. Now, if you're in a sound active program, for example, and you find that the light isn't sensitive enough or it's too sensitive, that's where you can use the same 2 buttons, the sensitivity plus, sensitivity minus, to adjust that sensitivity. Now, the very last button we have on here is mirror mode on and off. That's gonna toggle mirror mode on and off. I haven't covered that yet, so it'll make a little bit more sense when I have 2 party bars set up and you'll be able to see how the chases mirror each other wirelessly. Now I have 2 quick troubleshooting notes for you with the IR remote in case you're trying to use it and it's not working. Number 1, the IR receiver is right here on the front of the party bar, and it does require line of sight between the transmitter and the receiver to work. Number 2 is look at the onboard menu and make sure that IR is set to on. It should be on by default, but double check that and make sure that IR is set to on. That wraps up the IR remote. Next, let's take a look at the foot switch and how to control your party bar with. To ensure a strong foot switch connection, we will go ahead and attach the antenna. There we go. Here is the optional foot switch controller. This is gonna work with all your PartyBar 100 and 500 EL models. Let's go over some very simple but useful controls. So first of all, we have the blackouts. When you don't want to use your party bar, you can go ahead and black it out. turn it back on, very easy. You also then have auto, sound, and color control. So by pressing the color foot switch, you can just quickly go through all the different color options, very easy for that static wash. You can quickly trigger sound active programs. Once again, there are 6 different sound active programs, and same with auto. You can go ahead and trigger different auto programs. One thing I want to note is that as you use the foot switch and trigger those different auto programs, you can see it incrementing the different auto programs there on the back 7-segment display. Same with sound active, and same with color. Blackout will let you know you're blacked out. That easy. A couple quick troubleshooting tips with the foot switch if it's not working for you. 1, of course, make sure it's on. 2, kick up that little antenna. 3, make sure that the antenna is attached to the wireless foot switch out port. And lastly, there is a foot switch on off button in the menu, so just make sure that the foot switch is set to on. You should be up and running then. What's better than 1 party bar? 2 party bars. Now 1 looks great on its own, don't get me wrong, but behind my DJ setup, I like to use an impressive show of 2 of them, especially once we start getting into creative things like pixel mapping or these advanced auto programs I'm about to show you, and you can get these really cool synchronized chases back and forth. Now, of course, I'd use 2 party bars of the same model behind my DJ booth just for a nice uniform, consistent look. But for the sake of this demo, I'm gonna be using the 100EL and the 500EL just to show you how well they work together. Now, this is gonna be done completely wirelessly. We're gonna set 1 unit as the master unit and the 2nd unit as the slave unit. So let's go ahead and get that going. Okay, I'm gonna be using the 100EL as my master unit. So the first thing I wanna do is go ahead and get just a nice auto program running. And the next thing we're gonna do is set the wireless group ID. All right, so for our master unit, all we need to do is set the wireless ID. So we'll look for 24G, we'll press enter, it's on, great, press enter again. And from here, we can change the group ID. We'll use group ID 6 for this demo. Since we'll be using wireless DMX, let's go ahead and attach that antenna to ensure a strong signal connection. Now that our master unit is set up, we're gonna go ahead and get our slave unit set up. So let's jump on the back of it and I'll show you all the settings you need to change. Now let's go ahead and configure the slave fixture. So the first thing we're gonna do is go to the 24G. It's on, but we need to set it to the same wireless group ID as our master light, which is 6. The next thing we're gonna do, since we'll be controlling with the infrared remote, is on the slave fixture, we don't want that remote to start overriding our slave fixture, so we're just gonna turn off the IR remote so we don't have to worry about that at all. And the last thing we'll do is locate slave. Press enter, you're good to go. And just like that, our 2 units are synced together. This one is controlling this one. And now you can see the nice chase going in the same direction here. They're fully linked up and running. Now what's cool is we can implement now what we call mirror mode. And you can activate mirror mode in 2 ways. We could turn mirror mode on to either one of these lights and it's gonna reorder the pars. To set up mirror mode on the light, you simply wanna scroll through the menu until you find OPPO, which stands for opposite or mirroring. On is gonna mirror the direction, it's just gonna reorder pars left to right. Off is gonna put them in their normal order. Or we can use the mirror mode on off button on our master unit where the IR is still turned on. So now what we see here is that our pars are moving in the opposite directions. We're getting this nice chase going on. Let me speed that up a little bit. So that's really cool. And once again, we've accomplished all this with no DMX. This is all just what you can do with the lights themselves. We've programmed it in there for just ease of use. And of course, I could go ahead and just change whatever auto program I'm using. Maybe I want to go back to auto program 1. It's going a little fast. Let's slow it down there. And there we go. We're synced up. Oops, still going fast. We're synced up. The pars are going in the opposite directions. Very, very cool look. All right, so for our wireless DMX demo, we just want to make sure to check our 24G or our wireless band. It's still on 6 from that earlier demo. We're gonna go ahead and keep it there on 6. The next thing we're gonna do is address our light. But first, it's gonna ask us what channel mode we want to do. We have 3-channel, 4-channel, 16-channel, 20-channel. I will demonstrate all of them. Let's start on 3-channel, and we're already on a DMX address of 1, but here is where you would address your light if you were using multiple lights, all the way between 1 and of course DMX 512. Now that both of our party bars are set to DMX channel 1, wireless group ID 6, and channel control 3, we'll start with 3-channel control. We'll then go over 4-channel, 16-channel, 20-channel. To control them wirelessly, I am going to be using the ColorKey Air Hub, another battery-powered product. So the only thing actually getting power here is my DMX controller, wirelessly communicating to the bars there. So in 3-channel mode, this is a really useful mode if you just want to control auto programs. So channel 1 is going to be your brightness. We'll turn that all the way up. Channel 2 is then going to be your auto program selection. And channel 3 is going to be the speed of that selection. So very straightforward, just 3 channels. You can easily find the 6 auto programs and 6 sound active programs on here. Set the speed, set the sensitivity, and that's it. Now let's look at 4-channel mode. All right, so 4-channel mode is basically just gonna give you your 4 colors, red, green, blue, and white across the entire bar. So if you wanna get some custom color mixing in, you can easily do that. Maybe a nice little yellow, or you combine red and blue to get a nice magenta hue. But overall, you're controlling all 4 bars at the same time with your red, green, blue, and white control. Let's look at 16-channel control mode. So 16-channel control mode is gonna start to treat the pars individually. This is where you can start to have some fun. So there's par 1, here's par 2, you can do some blue on par 3, and maybe like a nice little pastel green on par 4. So that's, 4 colors, 4 pars, 4 times 4, 16. So that's your 16-channel mode. Now let's look at channel 20. And last but not least, 20-channel DMX control mode. So now this is gonna give you all the functionalities that we had in 3-channel and 16-channel. So you'll have individual control over all 4 pars, but you'll also have an added global dimmer, global strobe, and the auto sound active program selection, along with the speed and sensitivity control out there on channels 19 and 20. But what I'm gonna do here for this part of the demo and setup is I will actually load the profile of the fixture onto the Wolf Mix. And now what we can see here is, let's do it. So now we just have basic color control over all 4 pars. But because they can be mapped, we'll turn on color effects. Now that's a built-in program in the Wolf Mix, and now we can start building out our cool looks to use later on at a dance, a wedding, a private party, whatever it might be. Of course, we can also assign some chase beam effects, and these start to look really cool, especially when you have 2 party bars behind your DJ setup addressed independently, and you have that chase running all the way from one to the other and ping-ponging back and forth. The possibilities do become very creative and very fun. So that's wireless DMX. Of course, you can run a hardwired DMX cable in simply out of your DMX controller and then into the input port on the light. However, I'm sure most of you out there are purchasing one of the PartyBar Mobile solutions because you want to go fully wireless with your setup. I know I sure do, and I've been fully wireless for a while. I've had a lot of fun using these things out in the field. So that's wireless DMX. Let's move on. Let's go over some common looks and how to achieve them using the party bars with no DMX. Now, when talking with customers, one thing that I heard a lot of, especially from bands, is they were looking for fixtures that would just do nice room-filling washes, but would move very slowly from one color to the next. Now, lots of products out there, ours included, you could turn them on to a nice color fade and you could slow it way down, but that minimum speed was still around 20 seconds, which was way too fast for these customers. These customers wanted something that was imperceivably slow, but constantly changing the mood and atmosphere of the environment. Well, of course, we went ahead and built that into the party bars. So if you go to Auto Program 4, Auto Program 4 is what I like to call a fade and hold program. So you're gonna see all the bars start to transition into the same color. Let me speed that up a little bit here. There we go. So now we're in a fade and hold program. So what that means is it's gonna fade to one color, hold for a certain amount of time, and then fade to the next color. You just saw it go there. Now to get the specifics for each speed setting, which once again can be changed on the remote or on the light itself, go check out the manual. But what I will tell you is the very lowest speed, the speed of 1. What it's gonna do is it's gonna hold on that color for 120 seconds. That's 2 minutes on one color. And then it's gonna spend 30 seconds transitioning to the next color. Hold for 2 minutes, transition to the next. So that creates that really nice, imperceivably slow shift of color and energy within the room. Perfect for what those bands were looking for. And also I've found perfect for corporate events as well, where I'm just adding atmosphere to a room. I don't need it to be flashy. I don't want it to be big. I just want that constant, very slow, subtle shift in atmosphere. Well, we can now achieve that with the PartyBar Mobile 100 and the 500 EL. Let's talk about some other good looks. So if you're running maybe a high school dance and you just want to go in flashy and crazy, we do have Auto Program 1. Auto Program 1 is going to cycle through about 5 or 6 different scenes, from chases to multicolor rainbow effects like this to some strobing action. It's just going to have a lot of great kind of set it and forget it features. Here we go. We got our cop car look going on. And of course, you can change the speed of that with the remote. Now, for strobing, we do have that strobe button I mentioned. So we can strobe it like that, where it's just gonna strobe the active scene. That was the hold and press. There we go, that's the toggle. So now we can see that that rainbow and everything's still running underneath. But if you just want that nice, pure white, aggressive strobe, Auto Program 6 has you covered. So we'll go ahead and jump over to Auto Program 6. Now, if that's too fast for you, you can use the buttons to slow it down or speed it up with, once again, the speed up, speed down buttons. Or if you're running on the back of the light, you can do it that way. But there we go. That is some basic looks and how to achieve them with the party bars. Next. And when the gig's all over, it's time to pack it up and charge it up. Let's go over that. So the first thing we're gonna do is prep it for packing by removing the antennas if you installed them. We'll also take a chance to turn off the unit. Okay, packing up the fixture is very easy. We're just gonna place it face down in the case. Face down because there is recessed parts for these safety anchor bolts to clip into. Once that's done, we're just gonna close it up and go on our way. To charge the unit up for the next event, all we'll do is take our PowerCon cable. We'll go ahead and lock it in there. It is okay to charge the unit while it's in the case. We just recommend you leave the case lid open so that the heat caused by charging the battery is dissipated a little bit better. You'll notice that our status LEDs are lit up here, letting you know that it's charging. That last one's blinking right now, just letting us know that the last 25% is receiving some charge. Once all 4 LEDs are lit up, that means that we are good to go for the next event. That's easy. There you have it, the PartyBar Mobile 100 EL and its big brother, the PartyBar Mobile 500 EL from ColorKey. Go check them out at your favorite lighting retailer, and don't forget to visit our website, colorkeyled.com, for more information. Until next time.